Hello, welcome back to the Klman channel. This is, of course, yet another little yearly stay of the channel video type beat type meme. We're literally in ground zero of 2023 at the moment. It's literally the 1st of January as I'm recording this video. And I did a stay of the channel video like this last year. I think that was on the 8th of January that one got uploaded. But yeah, just basically wanted to do another one. I'm basically just going to try and make this a yearly thing, kind of like a roundup type thing to kind of like see where we are and where it's going with the channel and content that I'm making, and like if anything I was trying to do last year got done, I suppose. Obviously I did a bit of a Klman life update a while ago. I think it was a couple of months ago I uploaded that, where I was talking about how I'm in university and I'm working as a freelancer and all that kind of stuff. And that's obviously still extant. That's still a thing that's going on. So obviously the biggest thing still now is that's the thing that takes precedence at the moment while university is going on, primarily because that's like gonna be happening for a couple of years. So yeah, the Klman channel is still kind of like on the back burner at the moment while all this is going on, until there comes a point where it's all done and finished and wrapped up, and I don't know, I guess I can just keep working on this for as much as I'm wanting to. I don't really know. I guess it just depends on when university is all done, because there's still a couple of years to go until it's finished. The freelancing's still going on. Good thing is the freelancing won't be getting in the way as much as forward, not in the way as the wrong choice of words, but it won't be as busy as a fall would be. So that wouldn't be getting in the way of any kind of content production at all, which is good. Obviously, it's just university that kind of takes the precedence at the moment. So yeah, once that's all out of the way, hopefully making content will be a bit more regular, like it was at the beginning of last year. I like to think that was quite consistent actually, which is good, because the whole thing with that video was trying to solidify the identity of what the Klman channel was supposed to be in terms of the content I was wanting to make, and I think I did that, which is nice, because that was the biggest struggle for me for many years when I was working on it, when I was with like subgroup and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't quite figure out what kind of content I wanted to do, but now that I do, I'm just going to keep doing it, which is nice. So now it's kind of just on me in terms of like making the content and uploading it and stuff, which is a good place to be. It's better than trying to figure out what the fuck I'm wanting to do, and it's much better to be like trying to bring it out when I know what it is I want to do, if that makes any sense at all. But I know what I want to do. That was the biggest goal for me last year, and it got done, which is nice. Just gotta keep bringing it out, baby. Gotta keep uploading it. Wicked content, man. I don't know what the fuck that was, but yeah, that's good. It's good. It's all nice. But yeah, like I said, we're on the bit of a slowdown period at the moment when it comes to uploading the content and stuff like that. Just because of everything else that's going on in my life, really. And like I've said before, and I will state this again, the YouTube, everything to do with YouTube, making content and stuff like that, very much is a hobby at the moment. It's still probably is just going to be a hobby. Do you know what I mean? Like what I said in the last video, I'm pretty sure was like, if there was a point in time where I was like sponsorships, maybe, I don't know, stuff like that, any kind of thing like that brings in a little bit of income, not to the point where like I'm relying on it. I don't want to be relying on YouTube as a career. I don't think that will ever happen, first of all, but I don't think that is something I want to do primarily at all, because it just seems like a nightmare to do. You know, it seems nice to be able to make your own content as a job, but not in the way that YouTube's offering, at least at the moment. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So I'm very much just doing this as a hobby to be able to make the kind of content I think is interesting to me, I think may also be interesting to you. So I'm making stuff, and then if the people come to see it and stay, that's lit. You know, that's kind of the whole thing that I really care about. Because like, I think any kind of creative, if they're doing it as a hobby primarily, if someone's making something, you know, that the whole idea, I think, to me, is that hopefully for them, someone will want to see it. You know what I mean? Even if it's like a hobby, people want them to see it. You know, that's certainly in my case anyway. You know, it'd be nice for people to see what I'm making. So if people are gathering to view it, and then that's cool. And it seems to be happening at the very least with a couple of the videos, or at least get like some have had triple digits so far, primarily with like Klman's perspective, which is very rad and epic. You know, it's small numbers. Certainly it is, but for me, it's very, very epic and lit and sick. So thank you for sticking around to watch them. So yeah, I've not got any mental mega ambitions for YouTube in that way. I just kind of want to keep making content. But of course, that means on the flip, I'm not bowing down any kind of algorithm or anything like that. I'm not being pressurized into uploading at a certain point in time all the time. And yeah, I do like it that I'm able to just upload whenever I want, but you know, I think consistency is still really good, and I've been very inconsistent, especially at the moment. The last video I uploaded, I think, was the tube review of Aqua Teen Forever Plantgasm, which was a couple of months ago now, and that did quite well. So yeah, I think that yeah, consistency is key, and I think I just want to try and get back on the saddle a little bit and do better in terms of like all that kind of stuff. The main holdups, like writing scripts for these videos, are up and coming. I've been talking about for fucking ages, and it's just because I don't know, the writing process takes a while from at the moment anyway. Particularly with the projects I'm talking about. One of them being Klman's perspective, which I kind of touched on in the last year's video, which was like the big project thing where I was like, if it goes well, and I certainly fucking hope it does, then I want to keep doing it, and it did. That was the big thing that I wanted to do. That was the main project for this channel that I wanted to focus on, and I'm so fucking happy with how it came out. I really, really fucking am, and I really appreciate the views that they get. It really speaks to my heart because I fucking break my back on those fucking videos, man. They seem simple when you watch them. You know, it's just like a dude talking and some clips and stuff like that. But man, it's like research that goes into it. I'm having to write the script myself and making sure it's got substance and it adds something and it means something. It's not just vapid words. They kind of say fuck all. Do you know what I mean? That's the big thing for me. And then the research that comes in, I want to try and make sure I cover everything as possible that is relevant to what I'm talking about. And then it's asset hunting, finding all the clips I'm talking about, finding all the images I'm talking about, and then editing the video and just making sure, and all the music and stuff like that, all the assets that come into making these videos, and making sure it works and flows perfectly, and there's a good narrative going throughout it. And yeah, it takes a long ass fucking time. So it's appreciated, and yeah, that this takes a while. And I've done 2 so far. I managed to knock out 2 last year, which I'm happy with, you know. The zombies video and the Cinemassacre video. I'm very, very happy with how they came out still. So yeah, we're working on the 3rd installment of Klman's perspective right now, and it's just taking a while basically. This particular thing that I'm talking about is just a massive fucking rabbit hole, a big fuck off rabbit hole, and yeah, it's just gonna take a while for me to formulate it the way I want to and make sure. There's just a lot of research for this particular topic, so it'll happen when it happens. And in light of that, Klman's perspective obviously is the thing that I absolutely want to keep going. It's absolutely the main feature of the channel. It's my great display, you know what I mean, of the Klman channel, as the main theme of the channel is creativity, the creative process, and the application of it into all manner of things. And that is what we talk about with Klman's perspective, interesting instances of creative development, right? So yeah, it's just the thing I want to keep doing, and it's the videos that I love making the most at the moment, you know what I mean? So yeah, that'll keep happening. And even to that end, if there's any kind of interesting instances of creative development that you know of, whether it's games or shows or movies or individuals, whether they're artists or filmmakers or authors or just anything to do in that particular field, let me know. Hit me up in the comments or whatever you want to do. If you have any interesting ideas you want to shoot my way, and I can do a bit of research on it, and if it grips me, then it may end up being the next installment of Klman's perspective. I don't know. I'm always open to suggestions for people that may have interesting stories that should be told in the way that I do, you know. So yes, that's going to keep going on. Thank you for the support on Clone's Perspective. Absolutely something that's going to keep going on. Simple as that, really. The other thing that I'm working on script-wise is obviously assembling Marvel Cinema, and that is the one where it really feels like I could have bitten off a bit more that I could chew, believe it or not. It's something I still want to do, don't get me wrong, like I want to keep working on the video, is plural, and get the Iron Man one out at long fucking last, but it's a different kettle of fish compared to Clone's Perspective, because that one is a lot more not I don't know how quite to put it in the words in terms of how different they are. I guess it's because Coleman's Perspective is more like telling a story of something and kind of giving you an outline of what it is and what happened to it, and kind of not necessarily an opinion, but just kind of like a viewpoint as to what happened to lead to these things happening, right? Which I find to be a lot easier to write, apart from right now, just because of the utter research and rabbit hole that I have to go down for this particular topic. But Assembling Marvel Cinema is obviously much more of a review, covering everything, you know, of the films and shows and everything else that's coming out for Marvel. And it's just a lot harder, it feels right now, to like properly put it out and again make sure it says something and it's not just vapid and it's not just the same Iron Man, the same review of a Marvel Cinematic Universe piece of media that you've watched over and over again on YouTube. I'm not saying that there's people out there that regurgitate the same thing over and over again. Believe it or not, I don't actually watch a lot of YouTubers that do that kind of thing. I'm not in that particular sphere where they review MCU stuff. It's not really a thing that I bother with, really. Particularly, I don't know why. I guess it's just like I'm not too bothered about listening to it, really. I'm kind of just like want to do it my own way, I suppose. Maybe it's a good idea to watch them and just to get a bit of like insight into how other people do it. I don't know, but I digress. The whole point is like it's a bit harder to iron it out the way I want to. No pun intended. Iron, ha, lemme. But in retrospect, I probably should not have uploaded the preload video so early. I think I just got so fucking excited about the prospect, and I was like, yeah, I can throw these videos out pretty quickly. I didn't want them to be as long as like Klman's Perspective videos. I didn't want them to be like 45 minutes to an hour long. I wanted them to be more bite-sized, like maximum 20, 25 minutes. Max. 25 is pushing it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a bit different that way. And yeah, I probably just got ahead of myself a little bit. I probably shouldn't have just jumped right into it. I probably should have waited until there was a script done, and then I could upload the preload video, but it doesn't matter now. Like, the video's fucking out, do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh well. Thanks for the views on them. I appreciate the interest. There's a lot of interest, it seems, at least so far from the first video that came out. And all I can say that is coming. That's the goal, that the video comes out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just like upload a preload thing and say this series is coming up and then it doesn't happen. And you know, maybe like because I'm not bound to an algorithm or anything like that, I could just as easily go back my word and not do it. But I mean, I don't want to be like that, bro. I want to do it. You know, I will come out. I just don't know when it will. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no time frame that I could give to suggest when it will be out. All I know is that I'm going to be working on it, and hopefully at some point it will come out. You know, and then we can work on the rest of them, because there is a fucking hell of a lot to go through, man, and it's just gonna be perpetual. You know, Marvel are just gonna keep making. They've literally just dropped the next two phases after this one, which I think phase 4 literally just ended with Wakanda Forever. So we're going to be going into phase 5 soon, and then phase 6. So there's a lot of fucking ground to cover. So there's no worry about like running out of ideas for that. It's just me bringing them out and making them good and saying things that I want to say about them. Really simple as that, man. So yeah, assembling Marvel Cinema is still something I really want to do. It's just like taking fucking forever to do them. So for the shorter form videos, the more camera-centric me talking to you videos, unscripted stuff like Behind the Process and the Tube Review and Collection, they're still going to be going on as well. Pretty much no change there. The interesting thing about Behind the Process is there needs to be projects I've worked on to make videos about. The last one I did was about my freelancing. And yeah, there's still a couple of things. There's university projects I could talk about. There's still some stuff that I did over at Studio FV that I could talk about. Maybe even some Soup Group stuff that may be worth talking about. And there's some old Coleman content that's worth talking about as well. So there's still plenty there, but that will basically keep going on until I'm not working on anything, any other projects outside of what I'm doing here, to talk about essentially. So like, yeah, that's just going to keep going basically until that runs out, and then until the next project comes, and we'll talk about it basically. The tube review I've already mentioned is something I want to kind of retweak a little bit. I was kind of more talking about films that came out that I wanted to say stuff about, but I kind of just want to talk about films I like that have like things to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not necessarily. I don't know. Like I don't want to just talk about films that everyone talks about, like classic films. Like, you know, I'm sure everyone's got something to say about, I don't know, Clockwork Orange. You know, like I'm sure everyone said something about A Clockwork Orange, and that's like one of my favorite films of all time. Stanley Kubrick's like my favorite director of all time. But like, I wouldn't want to make a review of A Clockwork Orange because I don't know if there's anything else can be said about it that's been said already. And like, I basically want to talk about films I feel like I've got something to say about that I really need to get out. You know, um, and that will be what the tube review is. It won't be just like films are coming out, films I feel like I need to speak about kind of thing. Because like, what's the point in doing that? Like, if a film comes out and I have something to say about it, I'll make a video about it. Basically, like I'm not gonna make a review of every Marvel thing that comes out, every Star Wars thing that comes out. Ghostbusters Afterlife, you know, that's something I could talk about because like it's a film that came out, bringing back a franchise. It's not had a release in its original universe, not like a reboot or a remake since the second film came out. Is that right? Maybe the video game for the 360. I don't know. Something like that, if that makes any sense at all. Something that might have something worth talking about, or something like Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was like, it blew my fucking brains out, and it was like one of the greatest films I've ever seen. Something I would want to mention, basically. Basically, films I think people should give a look and watch. You know, it's kind of the whole shtick I hope to do for the tube review. So it's like not just recent releases, but other films I think are worth mentioning. Essentially, is what I would want to do for that. In terms of collection, like that's just like me looking at some of the dumb shit that I own. You know, in terms of like the kind of falls under the purview of what we're talking about here, in terms of like the creative arts and creativity and bullshit. So like games and books and films and comics and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just some of the stuff that I like that I happen to have a lot of. Probably do some more of those. Maybe I'll do some more comic stuff. You know, I've got a few more now. Records, albums. Like I did a video ages ago, early Klman, where I talked about all the vinyls that I owned. There was like a 3-part thing. It was ridiculous, but I need to do a bit more of that. Talking about some of the vinyls I own as well. Just some of my favorite artists and stuff. That kind of thing would be really cool. So yeah, collection is still going to be a thing that's going on as well, which is nice. I doubt with that there maybe if there's a couple more camera centric stuff that I'm thinking about trying to do. Like, I'm not a massive channel, as you may have guessed, but I would love to talk about YouTube channels that really inspire me and some of my favorites, that should be looked at essentially, that are doing some really, really fantastic work. That I'd love to like talk about basically and highlight and that kind of thing. I'd love to do some sort of thing where I talk to creatives as well, like other YouTubers and people like that, and just talk about their medium and like what made them do what they do and how they started versus where they are now and that kind of thing. I don't know how I'd start with that, but you know, it's an interesting thought that I had a long time ago, that I'd like to try and do at some point. I don't know how I would do it, but I would like to. It's just some stuff I'm throwing it into the ether, you know. I'd like to be that guy that kind of puts creatives or in the spotlight. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know how you would equate that or what that would be, but someone like that would be really cool. You know, someone that just talks to creatives and just like, you know, talks to them podcast style. Oh, bumped my Mega Drive there. Something like that would be really cool. That's like big ambition stuff though. Like, I don't know how I would ever do that, but if I ever wanted to take the channel to like a different echelon, it would be that I would be that way. It'd be nice to do it in person. It'd be nice to have some space, recording space to like do this in person podcast or whatever. But you know, that's like way in the future. But it's like something that interests me that that'd be cool to do. You know, but you know, At the moment, I would like to do some sort of video where we talk about creatives and YouTubers and people making stuff that I want to highlight and talk about. But yeah, it's just some stuff for the channel at the moment. I think the channel will be 5 years old this year. It says that Klman was made in 2015. I don't know what the hell it's talking about. I don't know how true that is. Maybe it was like a channel before I turned into Klman. I don't know. Very weird. But I could have sworn it was 2018. But 2018 is when I started making videos. So in my mind, Klman's going to be 5 years old this year. I think. Let me check the first video I ever uploaded and I'll let you know. Yeah, the first video I've uploaded was on May the 7th of 2018. So, in my mind, as a result, when it hits May the 7th, this channel will be 5 years old, which is fucking nuts to me. Like, Jesus Christ, how is that even possible? Oh, God. Yeah, that's nuts. So, I'm very proud of where the Klman channel is now. However, I'm just happy that I managed to finally find the place I want to be with the channel after all these fucking years of trying to figure it out, basically. Maybe that's kind of why I've kind of slacked a little bit now, because it's like, I find that for me anyway, that like when I've reached this point that I've been working towards for a long time, I kind of slack a little bit. I think that's where a lot of people fall off as well, is this thing where like, I've done this now, I can stop, or not stop, but like I can calm down a little bit, you know? But it's like, no man, and I want to keep going. I want to get back onto the horse and fucking properly do this shit, iron it out, and keep going and keep going and keep going. And I'll be doing that anyway, but I just mean like, rather than just doing it every so often, but when I could be arsed, just keep doing it. You know, it's a hobby, but it's something I want to dedicate myself to at the same time. It's a hobby I want to be dedicated to and keep it up and be passionate and proud of it. So that's a thing. That's a mental thing that's important for me at the moment that I'm trying to reach, you know? So yeah, I feel like now that I've found where I want to be, I've uploaded a couple of videos I've really wanted to do. I'm now starting to be like, push me like, keep it up, baby, keep it up, just keep it up. No point in being like, I've done it, and then stop doing it. Keep going, you know? It's a common thing that I find with my work. There's a terminology for that. I imagine there must be, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's a thing that that happens to me. So yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, 5 years anyway is the point I was trying to make, and that's nuts. Pretty much why maybe we'll do something for it. I don't know. 5-year anniversary stream, maybe. Speaking of streaming, Twitch, Klman Live, obviously, again, much like the channel, I've been very much slacking on it. But you know, I don't know what to say about Twitch really. Like I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy the community aspect of it. But like I just get a bit fed up of just like playing games on Twitch all the fucking time. You know, like it was fun for a while, and then it's like I've said this before. I don't know if I ever said it in a video, but like you know, people who make a career on Twitch is like fair play, good on you. That's really cool. But it couldn't be me. Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't be the guy who like just plays, you know, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like it'd be different if there was a big community, maybe that makes a big change, but like I don't know, even if that was there, I don't want to be the guy who's like playing games all the time on stream. I'd like to do different stuff, like I said in the last year's video, but like that's the major ambitious stuff again. Oh, it's hard to say. Like at the moment, it's just kind of like something I'm going to be doing every so often, you know. Like there's been a few dedicated people that pull up, and I've thoroughly, wholeheartedly appreciate them so much. And if they keep pulling up, then that means the world, you know. But at the moment, it's like, yeah, it's not a priority right now. The streaming, like I'll do it every so often as I see fit, but it's not like a major thing for me at the moment, you know. Sometimes I try streaming and I get fed up halfway through and just stop streaming, you know, and that feeling kind of sucks. And it's like, fucking, you know, blech. I don't want to be going all the time. I'd rather just do it when I feel like it. And the main thing that I like streaming is events and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that. I like watching, like, the Game Awards and E3, if that's coming up this year. I hope to God it does. Summer Games Fest, you know, just, you know, Nintendo Directs. I love stuff like that. That's a big thing for me that I like to do. It's like, I like the big, everyone gathering together to watch this thing happen with a main unit to watch alongside, you know. one of the biggest things for me, one of the biggest people for me that did that was Etika, who's really sadly no longer with us. And I didn't watch. I didn't like, anytime I was watching Etika, it was when he was like watching Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. And there's just something about it that love. I just love the bringing togetherness of like hype. This is it. We're all here for this to happen. You know, and see, you want to be like game trailers and lower your expectations and stuff like that. That's fine. But it's like I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about like getting together to watch this thing and having a good time doing it. You know, even if it's like a letdown, it's still fun to gather together and like talk about it. And that's kind of what I love the most right now is like the special event stuff. Anytime I'm watching a special event thing, I would be streaming it. You know, I wouldn't do it without streaming it. That's kind of where I am now with streaming on Twitch primarily. It's stuff like that going on. So I don't know. Maybe if there's more stuff like that happening, it's definitely the big thing that I love the most in terms of streaming. But in terms of like playing games and stuff, I don't know. I can't do it all the time really. But I'll still be doing it every now and again. Like I said, primarily when it's like a special event thing happening. But if I feel the hankering, I'll pull up. But I just don't know when that will be. When I hit affiliate again, I think it's this thing. Hitting affiliate was a big goal for me, and then I did it. But I was never striving to become like a partner or anything like that either. So if I'm just happy that I got to that point, the 100 follower goal, I don't know if that'll ever happen. It'd be nice if it did, maybe end of the year. That'd be cool, but it's not like a priority. It's just like something I'd be like, yeah, man, 100 followers, fuck yeah, dude. Big ups to everyone that pulled up and supported and stuff. But at the moment, we're like fluctuating between like 69, going down a little bit. Followers, that's been like that for a while, but it's on me for not streaming too often. But that's where we are with that anyway. It's just some regurgitating fucking bile that I'm thinking about in terms of Twitch right now. And I think that's about it, really. Like, in terms of like other stuff, I'm like want to provide services and stuff. Not a major priority right now since I'm in university and I'm kind of just like working to get my undergrad, get my bachelor, my BA, my Bachelor of the Arts, and then I can hopefully applicate that into further careers and stuff like that. That's kind of the main goal for me right now, and keeping up with the freelancing to up my creative industry portfolio, But, there's edited.tv, which I still highly recommend you check out if you're a YouTuber looking for editing services and stuff like that. I've not looked at it in a while. I don't know how successful it's been for a lot of workers. There's a lot of cool updates going on for right now, where it's like you can post jobs and stuff like that. I might start having a look at those, but I'll wait and see how that goes. I still would like to do some video editing for people on edited.tv. So if you're a YouTuber, feel free to check out my account on there. Check out my portfolio of videos I've got here, and see what you make of it. And Studio FV videos I've edited on there. I should be in the credits if I'm there, and then you can check that out too, and see videos I've edited for that. I do voiceover services and stuff. So if you are looking for anything like that, you should check out my account on edit.tv if you can strike up some business, because that's definitely something I'm interested in doing. I've just not looked at it in a while. I don't know how well it's been doing. Maybe I've had some hits and I've not even seen it. I don't know. But I'll need to check that out. But that's basically the level I'm at with like offering services to people. Is my camera blurred? But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to offering services right now. Basically sticking to edit.tv, and if it happens kind of thing. At the moment it's university, it's the freelancing, and then getting back on the fucking saddle and making some kick-ass fucking content, baby. And that's basically it. That's the 2023 State of the Channel video. Happy with everything I've managed so far. Happy with where we are. Happy with how I managed to do what I said to do last year. And I'm very, very happy that people have pulled up to watching it. Sincerely appreciate people that are watching and liking and commenting on videos and stuff, and just offering support and subscribing obviously is the biggest thing for me. So just thanks for any kind of support that you're offering. It means a lot. Big ups, really. Like, I can't say it enough. It's just very epic to see people are resonating with it, That's all I really care about, so thanks. And it's just about keeping up and doing better and pushing, really. That's the main thing at the moment. But I think that's basically it. If I think of anything afterwards, post editing Klman will pull up. Maybe it has already, I don't know. but we'll wait and see. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to the 2023 State of the Channel video. Feel free to check out the 2022 one if you want to see the benchmark from there to here. Feel free to check out my channel life update things to see context, more context of what I'm doing in terms of what I'm talking about here. I don't know, stuff like that. I've been Klman.